Hey guys, so on October 19th, Adult Swim is going to do something very brave and courageous by releasing a TV show that actually doesn't suck. And it's called Ha Ha You Clowns. And the trailer dropped, and it's getting a lot of actually quite negative comments. And I have to say, the people that are commenting negatively, most of them never watched the web series Ha Ha You Clowns, which is one of the best animated web series available on YouTube for free, and you can go watch it. So there's really no excuse to have a negative opinion about something that you can watch for free, and then you can form a better opinion and better your life. For those of you who don't know, Ha Ha You Clowns is created by Joe Cappa, who is most known for his Scooby Snacks YouTube short. This is a short where the Scooby gang is, well, getting high to a Delicate Steve song. If you don't know who Delicate Steve is, don't worry, I had no idea who they were until this short. But it's very, I guess you could say, famous on YouTube, and he's the same person involved in Ha Ha You Clowns. Now, Ha Ha You Clowns, I would say, is loosely based on Home Improvement. The main characters are basically spin-offs of those characters, but they're more exaggerated. Obviously, it's not the same plot, but it's just this wholesome show that you think there's going to be a punchline, you think there's going to be a vulgar twist, but it never actually happens. Now, there is a horror element with the mother of the show being deceased. We don't know what happened to her, but it's very subtle and it doesn't ever appear in a negative way in the show. Now, it might at the end of the series, I expect, maybe, but at least for the rest of the series is just straight up wholesome. So you might be thinking, well, where's the comedy in that? And I think the comedy comes from the sheer surrealism of a wholesome family in the year of our Lord 2025. Now, I don't think I'm breaking any new ground here by saying families and people in general are pretty goddamn selfish and miserable in 2025. So the idea of this wholesome, normal family is actually quite surreal by our standards. Now, there's a lot of dry humor in the show. It's not going to make you laugh out loud. You know, it might sometimes, but the real genius of the show, I don't know how to explain it. You just kind of have to watch it and get it. You know, it's like kind of like Tim and Eric, but Tim and Eric is much, much more obvious. I would actually say it's kind of like On Cinema at the Cinema, if you're a Tim and Eric fan, where it's not subtle, but it is subtle compared to most trash on the television. A lot of trash on television is very obvious and in your face. Like, for example, Family Guy, it's like, haha, this is supposed to be a joke. You know, it's very in your face. Ha Ha You Clowns, ironically, even though, you know, ha-ha is in the title, doesn't really beat you over the face with comedy. And I don't know if the TV series will be the same, but the YouTube series is definitely that way. And as I was saying, if you've ever watched On Cinema at the Cinema, at least the first season of that show, it wasn't really that funny. It wasn't really apparent what the jokes were supposed to be. It was just really building up something very, I would say, subtle, and you really had to pay attention and really stay with it. And I think Ha Ha You Clowns, at least the YouTube series, is kind of like that. Now, the YouTube series is very short. I think it's only like 10, 15 minutes if you combined everything. I think the TV series is going to be 15 minutes per episode. So even though 15 minutes isn't that long, it's really long compared to the YouTube shorts, which were only like 1 to 3 minutes each. And so you might be asking, well, how are they going to extend a 3-minute short all the way up to 15 minutes per episode? And I'm interested. I'm interested in how they do that, because I don't know how they're going to do that. The show premieres October 19th, and you can also watch it on HBO Max the next day. I highly recommend everybody watches it. I want the ratings to be really high, because I'm not even joking when I say this is one reason why I am still okay to keep living in this world. All right, I am going through a hard time in my life, and I actually really like this show. And it's one reason to stay alive. It's one reason to keep going. You might think it's ridiculous. You might think it's stupid. But frankly, if you don't like this show, I really don't value your opinion on comedy. I think that this is sort of a test. where I met someone before who really liked the TV show Home Movies, which was another animated cartoon. And I knew because he liked, actually it was a girl, actually because she liked Home Movies, I knew that her sense of humor was worth paying attention to, because I knew if you like Home Movies, you must have a decent sense of humor. I feel the same way about Ha Ha You Clowns, and also to a lesser extent On Cinema at the Cinema. I think On Cinema at the Cinema is a little bit too niche for most people, but like Home Movies, Ha Ha You Clowns, these are the types of shows where if you like these shows, if you like this type of humor, then I value your opinion on humor. If you don't like them, then I don't really value your opinion on humor. You're just not my style of person. So hopefully you guys like it. If you don't like it, I want you to leave a comment after it airs and tell me why. But actually you can watch the YouTube series right now. So watch the YouTube series, leave a comment. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And why not? Now, a lot of the complaints in the comment section for the trailer were saying that, oh, the animation looks bad. And I admit the art does look pretty bad. It doesn't look good. I'll certainly say that. But I don't really like the animation of any American cartoon. Like Family Guy doesn't look good to me. It really doesn't. No cartoon really looks good to me that was animated in America. And I think with AI, it might actually improve. I think American animation is so bad artistically that I don't think AI can make it any worse. So yeah, the animation sucks, but to be honest, when I watch an American animated comedy, I don't really pay attention to the art style. The only art style I really didn't like and I really couldn't get into, and it really hampered my enjoyment of the show, was Archer. Now, I haven't really watched much Archer, but the art style to me, the character design and everything just is off-putting to me. And I like the voice actor for Archer. I like Home Movies. He's the same voice actor for Coach McGurk, but I can't get into the art style for Archer. Even if you think it's technically better than Ha Ha You Clowns, there's just something about it that's really bad to me, and I can't get into it. But every other animated comedy show in America, it just looks bad to me anyway. I don't really let it get in the way of my enjoyment of the show. It's just like background dressing. It's like you don't really pay attention to it. So yeah, the animation isn't great. I think it's a little bit funny. Sometimes the animation looks really weird, so it's funny, but it's not about the animation. It's about the characters, the voice acting, the overly sappy music. It's about everything except the animation. The animation is not the point, but I do think the animation looks funny, so I think that contributes to the show. I don't think it hurts the show, even though technically, yes, it is kind of shit. I don't think that hurts the show. It's the same with Home Movies. Home Movies has some of the worst animation I've ever seen, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect my enjoyment of the show. I can get past that pretty easily, because when I watch an animated American comedy show, I don't care about the animation. It's really about the audio, and the animation is just sort of a visual accompaniment to the audio. It's like a podcast or whatever that's animated. Another complaint in the comments was like, oh, I didn't laugh once during the trailer. And I'm like, it's impossible to convey what this show is within like 1.5 minutes of the entire series. Like, this is a trailer for the entire series, the entire season, I assume. This show is not suited for trailers. It's really not. It's suited for you to sit down and watch the whole thing. I don't know. It's really difficult to make a trailer for this show. That being said, as a fan of Ha Ha You Clowns, I actually did laugh. I actually thought it was funny. If you're not a fan of the characters, you probably won't laugh because you don't know what the hell the show is about. But you should go watch the series first on YouTube before you leave a comment saying it sucks, because it doesn't suck. So anyway, this is just my PSA, my video telling you guys to get excited about Ha Ha You Clowns. Go watch it on YouTube for free. And then when the TV show comes out on October 19th, I suggest you watch it. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm just a fan of the show, and I think it's probably going to get bad ratings. So I'd like to, if I can, get at least a couple more people to watch the show as it airs. If not as it airs, I think you should watch it on HBO Max the next day. This is a show you don't want to pirate. I really don't think that it would help anybody to pirate this. I think if you want to support this show, which it probably won't get renewed if you don't support it, don't pirate it and watch it legally. Every other show I don't care, but shows that I care about, I don't want people to pirate them when they're airing and then ruin the chances of getting another season. So yeah, if you want season 2, I would watch it officially. Anyway, that's my little video about Ha Ha You Clowns. If you want more content on Ha Ha You Clowns and why I love it or whatever, leave a comment. And if you don't want more content, then also leave a comment and tell me why. See ya.